everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name is Michael, and today we conclude the first encounter from our Rank 2 crawl. Now, I'm just going to say bugger all here because I just want to get straight into it. If you haven't seen the first part of the video, hopefully I've put a link somewhere up on the video. But besides that, guys, let's get stuck in. Alright, welcome back to our Hounded by Hounds encounter. Just a quick bit of cleanup. For starters, Remy, she don't get no water token because she was never actually hit with anything. Silly me. And it's probably worth noting she's not in as dire a situation as I thought, with only one hit point left. She of course has the Hoodie of Deflection, which grants her +2 health, so she's got 3 health left. So that may not be as bad as I've been saying, but it's still pretty bad. Alright, into the round at hand. Nightingale's activation. Now she's in a good place to try and do some damage here. She's got her 3 stamina. We're going to spend 2 points of that almost immediately to activate her Down the Masses ability. 2 shots, 2 different enemies. First target, of course, is going to be the Gavaudan. Problem is, he's going to dodge first. Ugh. We'll roll the black dice and no additional points of defense, so he's stuck at 11. Good. Alright, so we're going to do a couple of things here. First off, we're going to exhaust our Precise Strike ability so that we can empower the attack. And we're also going to flip over our second set of barbed arrows to give us a little bit of extra damage. Rolling 3 dice here. What do we get? Oh, just making it far out. So we've rolled an 11, which is enough to meet the Gavaudan's defenses. So we start at 0 damage, but we go to 1 thanks to Precise Strike, 3 thanks to our barbed arrows, all the way up to 7 thanks to our shield. So that's a pretty decent attack there. All right, continuing on with our Down the Masses attack, we're now going to have to pick our second target, and that's going to be, of course, the Water Lower. Unfortunately, we can't empower this attack, but we're rolling the exact same dice. Let's go for it. 7 and 4. Against the Water Lower's defense of 9, that's not bad. We're up 2 points of damage, and we gain 1 more thanks to the Precise Strike, but unfortunately we can't take into account any of the symbols we've rolled because of the Waterlower's arcane ability. Still, 3 damage is better than nothing. Now before we move on from the attack, we've got a couple of follow-up abilities that I'd like to use. The first is on the Privateer's Crossbow here, which has a follow-up of pull 2 at a force of 8 plus the difference of the hit. Now the hit, if memory serves me correctly, was 2, so the force this thing's got to resist is a total of 10. The lower has a conviction dice of teal and white, so let's see how it goes. 4 and 3, that means they are affected by the pull, so I'm thinking we'll go 1 and 2, like that. That might help us out a little bit with the water lower now being in hindering terrain. We'll see how it goes. Now we have one more follow-up ability which I would like to utilize, and to do this we're going to spend Nightingale's last point of stamina. Here we're utilizing the Quick Blow ability to give us 1 additional attack. I'm thinking here we need to target that Gavaudan, so let's see how we do. We're rolling teal and orange, but first I'm going to flip our last unflipped barbed arrow just so we can get a little bit more damage if we make it. Rolling. Ah, no good. What a waste of an arrow. With Nightingale's activation now done, we move into Remy's. We're going to give her 3 points of stamina and unexhaust all of her abilities. We'll begin her activation by moving. We'll spend just 1 point of stamina, which means we're going to have to make a jump check here. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I'm going to end up here. With an agility of 6, we only need to roll a 4. 2 purple dice. A 6 and a 5, she does extremely well. Of course she does. She's got wings and makes it all the way over to our enemies here, except her wings are getting in the way, but that's all right. With our 3 points of stamina left, we're going to go a little bit crazy and spend it on her Onslaught ability. This is going to give her an attack that has a follow-up attack, which in turn also has a follow-up attack. And we're going to target the Water Lower. 2 teal dice, we need 9s. Oh, and we just make it to 6 and a 3. Remembering we can't use our symbols, we're not going to get any damage here. So I'm going to exhaust our forebode to re-roll a dice, and let's re-roll this teal one here. Goodness me, that is so much better. With a total of 13, it means we land 4 damage onto the Water Lower. The thing's still alive though, so let's keep up our onslaught. We're going to roll again for our second attack. Again, nailing it. 13 against 9 means another 4 points of damage. 1 more and we've got our kill. Thankfully, we've got 1 more attack here. You ready? Last one. A 6 and an 8, that is enough to take the water lower down. Good work, Remy. Onslaught was definitely a good skill choice, far out. She draws a combatant loot card and we get unique loot. Awesome. That gives us a common unique item here. Here's our deck to choose from. I'll take the third one down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and we're gonna get, what the hell is this? An oversized club. It has reach 2 if we exhaust it. And wow, it does a bunch of damage if we happen to get 4 shields and a burst symbol dealing an extra 5 physical damage to all figures adjacent to the target of this attack. Hectic. I don't know if we're going to use it that much, but still, rad. All right, so Remy's activation would be all but done here, except we have the Scimitar Swallow. I'm going to exhaust this sucker to give us one more attack against another target of our choosing. Gavaldon, I'm pretty sure you're out of here. All right, we grab our 2 teal dice, hope for the best. 7 and 5. We make the 12, which is 1 point up on the defense, but we're only gaining an additional 2 points of damage thanks to the shield. So a total of 3. Is that enough? No, it's not. The Gavaldon has 2 more points of health left. Now, as always, because we did a little bit of damage with Remy, we're going to exhaust the Ring of Blood so we can heal up 2 hit points. That saves her a little bit, but she's not totally out of the woods. We killed the water lower, so let's remove that. Oops, silly me, we do have a water lower still on the table, so let's do their activation. All right, so our lower's just hanging out down here in the corner. No figures with an effect, no one's adjacent, but she does have an enemy within sphere of influence, so it looks like she's going to be attacking Rook here. She casts a spell 6, plus 3 is 9. Rook, of course, not having upgraded any conviction dice, may be in a little bit of trouble here, and we are rolling 2 purple dice. Here we go. No good. And Rook suffers 6 points of damage. With the water lower done, we move into Zeke's activation. We give him 3 points of stamina and unexhaust all of his abilities. Now, we could get in close with the Gavaldon here. It'd cost us 1 point of stamina to move and 2 points of stamina to make the attack with our melee weapons. 3 points of stamina, I feel like we'd be better off using our organic liquefy attack instead. We've got our upgraded orange dice for spells, and we also have to empower thanks to our Sea Witch fetish. Let's hope it hits. Oh, that's some terrible rolling as per usual, but those shields certainly help. We have a total of 13 here, 7 plus the spell's 6. Can the Gavaldon resist? He's going to be rolling white and teal, and he does not resist, which is great. And it means we're dealing 5 points of damage to this little beastie. And wouldn't you know it, 5 points of damage is enough to take him out. We remove the Gavaldon from the map. Zeke draws a combatant loot card and nails 5 more gold. All right, great going there, Zeke. I'm loving that new spell ability. Let's move into Rook's activation now, and we're going to bring him up to the maximum stamina here. Let's see how he's doing down south. All right, so Rook is in a precarious situation here. He is surrounded by some of the toughest enemies we've ever faced in Middara, the Merkhounds, and they've even got a water lower supporting them who is just absolutely crushing him. Question is, do we stick around and fight, biding time for our other adventurers to make their way down, or do we run and return another day? Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough to run with 2 Merkhounds. We would not only have to pass a couple of strength tests, but we'd also suffer 2 break attacks. I think it's safe for us to stay and fight. Let's see how we go. We begin by attacking Merkhound number 2. Rolling 2 teal and black dice. We do okay. We roll an 8 and a 5, which gives us the 13. It means we've made the hit. But I don't like our chances of doing damage here. We've got 4 shields, which gives us 2 points of damage, and a burst, which bumps it up by 2 as well. 4 damage would be sweet, except the Merkhound has armor, which means 3 points of damage. Let's see how we go with our follow-up here. Down the very bottom, we are going to try and do a push at Force 8. Now, it's Force 8 plus the difference between the hit, but there's no difference here, so... The Merkhound is going to be rolling 2 teal dice. Oh man, an almost perfect roll there. No good. All right, 2 more points of stamina. Let's attack this sucker again. This time just rolling the 2 teal dice. Big numbers, big numbers. Ah, not big enough. Far out. These guys are so tough. 1 point of stamina left. Do we make a run for it? No, let's stay. We've got our counters. We've got some dodges. Let's do this. Now, Rook, despite not playing amazingly there, did actually manage to do some damage. So we're going to go ahead and exhaust his Ring of Blood to heal up 2 points of damage. Rook's activation is done, and we move into the Merkhounds. Oh my goodness. Merkhound number 1 beginning. So we run his AI. Can it move and attack multiple opponents? No. Can it move and attack an opponent adjacent to another Merkhound? Yes, it can. Now, he is already adjacent to someone, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to mean he's going to move and attack again, because I'd love to get a break attack on him, but considering he's already there, I don't think he's going to move. We're going to roll 2 red dice for the attack here, but first, Rook is going to dodge. Roll the black dice, and we get 2 extra points of armor, up to 12. The Merkhound rolls 2 reds, and doesn't make the attack. Cool. We unexhaust our Hoodie of Deflection, and we are going to get a counter attack in here. We'll roll those teal dice. Doesn't make the attack. This is just going to happen a lot, isn't it? We move into Merkhound number 2. He's going to do the exact same deal. Again, Rook is going to dodge with his Hoodie of Deflection. Again, 12 defense. Let's see this attack. 10. Jeez, Rook is good. Far out. Okay, so as just before, we unexhaust the Hoodie. We roll for his attack and miss. So it's exactly the same as before. But the good news is, he survives, and we now have time to get our other heroes down to help. Merkhounds are done. We swing back around to Nightingale, who needs to get moving ASAP. We give her 3 points of stamina and heal up. We need to head down the map, and quickly. We'll begin by spending 1 point of her stamina to move, giving her 7 points of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to spend 1 more to bump that movement up by 2, so she can move into the hindering terrain over here. But while she's now in line of sight with these Merkhounds, because of their submerged ability, they cannot be targeted. I mean, not that she has the stamina to do so anyway, but still, this is going to be hard. We're into Remy's activation. We're going to give her 3 points of stamina, and we're going to unexhaust everything. She's got 7 movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, I hope Rook can hold on. The water lower now activates, and this is where everything may just go south. Again, it's casting a spell 6 against Rook, white dice to be rolled, and it rolls a 4. It's a total of 10. Can Rook save? Oh, yes, he does! Far out. We move into Zeke's activation. 3 points of stamina, unexhaust the lot. Look at Zeke all the way off in the distance. We're going to start by spending 2 points of stamina to get moving. This is going to give us a total of 9 points to play with here. Let's see how we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we're closer, but we still need to be right in the thick of it, because like I said before, we can't even target these guys if we're not adjacent to them. All right, out of Zeke's turn, into Rook's. 3 points of stamina. Let's continue chipping away here. We're going to run things just the same as our last activation. First, we exhaust our shield to empower the attack. We're targeting Merkhound number 2. All right. Again, we fire out. We make the attack, but we're doing stuff all damage here. Thanks to our symbols, we get 3 points of damage, but guys, that's reduced to 2 because of their armor. I guess we'll do it again, but I don't know how worth it is. We're going to spend our last 2 points of stamina to attack the same bloody one. Rolling. Hey, that's better. A 6 and an 8. That puts us 1 point above its defense. With the symbols, we're up to 4 damage, back down to 3 because of its armor. Oh, man. We'll activate Rook's Ring of Blood so that we can heal up another 2 points of damage. And then, guys, back into the Merkhound's activation. Let's look at the Merkhound's AI. Can they move and attack 2 enemies at once? While there are enemies within its movement range, the Merkhound is of course not allowed to leave the water, so he's going to stick around. We move to the next check. Can it move and attack an opponent adjacent to another Merkhound? Yes, it can. So we're stuck here. The Merkhound is going to target Rook. Now, Rook is of course going to dodge, utilizing his Hoodie of Deflection. Rook's going to dodge, 2 points of armor. And that gives us 12. The Merchound is rolling 2 red dice and absolutely canes. Wow. Total of 15, which means 3 points of damage, plus 3 more because he uses the books as additional physical damage. Wow. Of course, these guys ignoring any of Rook's armor. I don't know that I've mentioned that, but yeah, 6 points of damage. Brutal. Now this is where stuff is going to start getting interesting. Rook has actually lost half of his total hit points, so 9 points left, but in doing so, we can now activate Blood Rage going forward from his attacks, so that is pretty damn. Unfortunately, we're not able to unexhaust the Hoodie of Deflection because the attack hit. But in the case of Merchound number 2's attack, we are able to exhaust his defensive core. So let's go ahead there. Rook's rolling additional defense and we get full marks here all the way up to 14. Merchound number 2 is going for it. 2 red, 5 and a 4. So the attack fails. Bloody brilliant. But on top of that, we are now able to utilize our Knight's Shield. We'll exhaust this for its counter effect, and we get an attack on which we can utilize our newly gained Blood Rage. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and empower this attack, Captain's Hammer, 2 teal dice and the black dice, and we cane. Holy crap, that is awesome. What? Okay, so let's check this out. We're at 15, which is 2 points above the Merchound's defense, which means we're doing damage here. We get +1 damage for every shield and for every book, and 2 points of extra damage for every burst. How much damage have we already done to this guy? Guys, even if we had done no damage to this Merchound, he would be dead. Holy crap, Blood Rage is awesome. What? Okay, so Rook is going to draw a combatant loot card. 8 gold, and everyone in the party gains an experience point. Oh my goodness, that is the best. Merchound's turn is over. So while Nightingale would usually be in a really good position to attack from here, she of course can't target the Merchound unless she's adjacent, so we're going to have to get moving. We'll spend 1 point of her stamina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. We've got our line of sight. We are adjacent, so let's attack. But before we do, we're going to do a couple of things first. Firstly, we're spending 2 points of stamina and exhausting down the masses. Next, we're going to exhaust the precise strike ability so that we can empower. We're going to exhaust the crossbow so we get some armor piercing. And we're finally going to discard one of the barbed arrows to bump our damage up, assuming everything goes well here. So we've got our dice. Let's roll. That's good. That's a good roll. Okay, so we've made the defense. What's our number there? 14. 1 point above its defense. This is cool. 1 more thanks to precise strike. 2 more thanks to the barbed arrows. We're up to 4 here. And we've got a bunch of symbols to play with. We get +1 for every shield. How many shields? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 more thanks to the burst, guys and gals. 10 damage right there. What? Now, of course, the Merchound has 1 point of armor, but Nightingale has completely navigated her way through that. She, just like Rook before, is killing this. Now we've got 1 attack left with our down the masses, and we do have another target in range. Floating around down the bottom here is our water lower. So let's see if we can land a shot here. We can't do as much this turn, but I am going to be discarding another one of those barbed arrows for +2 damage. Orange and teal dice rolling, and we get a 12. The water lower's defense is 9 +1 for the difficulty of the shot. We get +1 for the precise strike and +2 for our arrows. A total of 5 damage against this thing. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Nice work, Nightingale, absolutely dishing out the damage, but guess what? She's not even done yet. We've got 1 more point of stamina, and we have her quick blow ability. We're going to use this during the follow-up stage of that attack to make 1 final shot. Let's take out this Merchound, guys and gals. No armor piercing, but we are going to discard the final barbed arrow here. Our supply of ammunition is done. Let's just roll well here. We need something good. And we don't get it. All right, that's okay. That's not enough to sully a beautiful round. Well done, Nightingale. All right, Remy, what have you got? We have 2 points of stamina there. +3, you are at max. All right, Nightingale, what is the plan? I would really love to get next to this water lower down here, but flying straight down, I would encourage a couple of break attacks and would not appreciate that. So let's go ahead, get in there, and fight this Merchound head on. Let's spend 2 points of stamina to fly. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right next to this sucker. Now we've still got 3 points of stamina left, and while I'm thinking the onslaught would be a good call, it might be wasteful if we manage to take him out, so I'm not going to. We're going to stick to the basic attack here, although I'm thinking I'll spend 1 point of stamina so that I can empower the attack. 2 teal dice and the black dice, let's do this. Ah, no good. All right, the 8 is solid, that 3 is terrible. Let's go ahead and exhaust our forebode ability here to re-roll that 3. Grab it, we can do better than that for sure. Yes! We do so much better. That Merchound has only got 10 hit points. We rolled a perfect double 8 there. This sucker is out of there no matter how much armor or how good he thinks he is. He is done and dusted. Awesome. Oh, I love that. All right. Merchound defeated. All we've got left is one pesky little waterlower who's going to activate right now. Before it does though, we draw a combatant loot card for Remy. 7 gold, nice work. And again, another XP for everybody. So good. All right, Waterlower, what are you gonna do? No figures within Sphere of Influence with an effect. It has no one adjacent. Does it have anyone within its sphere of influence on whom to cast a spell? Yes, it does. We have Remy, we have Nightingale, and we have Rook. Now, the Waterlow is going to target the one with the lowest conviction dice. No one's had anything upgraded, so we're going to go to the very front of the line, and it looks like Nightingale is going to cop this attack. The Waterlower casts its spell, adding 2 to the value, a total of 8. This is quite survivable. Nightingale defends, rolling 2 purple dice. 6 and 7. Yes, she's alive. Seriously though, she's only got 5 hit points left. All right, Nightingale resists. The Waterlower's turn is done. Zeke, buddy, let's do this. Have 3 points of stamina. Ooh, I'll tell you what, he is quite far away, isn't he? And we're not going to be able to get in there for an attack. We don't have enough stamina to pull off his organic liquefy. I think we're going to have to crumble in time this, guys. We spend 1 point of stamina to move. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and no further, because now we have the Waterlower within our sphere of influence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, double checking there. All is well. It's time for crumbling time. We exhaust this sucker and roll our orange spell dice. Uh-oh. All right, so our total spell value is 8. We get +1 if we exhaust the Wand of the Depths here, and we get +1 for our Sea Witch Fetish because our enemy is in water, so a total of 10. It's not the worst. Let the Waterlower roll. Teal and white, 5 and 5. Damn, it does make the save. Zeke's done. Rook, let's end this, buddy. I'm pretty sure that's his 3 stamina from before, so let's use it. 1 point to move. We're going to go 1, 2. That's as far as we need to go here. And we're going to spend our final 2 points of stamina to attack. Let's go ahead and empower the attack, exhausting the captain's hammer. 2 teal dice and a black dice. We're rolling. I think we're good. 10 against the low is 9. We're at 1 point of damage. Up to 7 thanks to the shield, 1 more thanks to the book, and with a total of 13 damage dealt against it, the Waterlower is out of there. Rook gains a loot card, 9 gold, gotta love it. And that is it. The Waterlower's activated, and they've just been defeated. The Merchounds have been defeated, guys and gals. It's just us. Let's finish this. We rock back to the front of the initiative track. Nightingale gains 3 points of stamina, and she's going to spend them all, giving her 11 points of movement, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nah. Look, let's just kick her out of the way so that no one else gets stuck like that. Oh, who am I kidding? It is Remy's turn. 3 more points of stamina. She's going to end this for us right now. We spend 2 points and we're going to fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are adjacent. We are adjacent to the final totem on the board. Can we reveal it? Heck yes, we can. The hollowed out tree contains a natural pathway that leads down into the cavern's hollow. This detour may not be the quickest way, but there could be treasure down there. Place the red exit token on the space this totem occupies, then add the following alternate win condition. An adventurer moves onto the red exit, and we are done. Well, we couldn't make it with her base movement, but we can if we sprint. We're going to spend 1 more point of stamina to bump our movement points from 7 to 9. And with that last move, guys and gals, we make it to the tunnel. What an encounter that was. So dicey, but we are done. Moving right along to the next one. Let's tally up all of our goodies and we'll head back to the studio. All right, guys and gals, here we have the crew. Obviously dealt a fair bit of damage throughout that, except for old Zeke down there. But even though he wasn't in the thick of it, he was still very useful to us. Now, what I've also got down here are stamina tokens representing the total number of XP that the character currently has. Now, this is the standing simply after they bought all their initial abilities. Brilliantly, over the course of that encounter, they gained 3 more points. 1 for having an explosive encounter, and the other 2 for taking out those muckhounds. So we gained a total of 64 gold plus a unique loot, which was very nice to have. Although I'm not sure if we're going to keep it. We may have to sell that for bigger and better things. Because legit, I really think our characters need a nice conviction dice upgrade. But we'll come to that as soon as we come to that. We'll have our shopping and training before the next encounter. But for the moment, guys and gals, that is it. So I'll see you back at the studio and we'll get ready for the next one. Alright guys and gals, there it is, our very first rank 2 encounter, finally done and dusted, and that was mad fun. Those Gavauden, I mean, I'm sure we're going to be seeing plenty of those, but they were a nice surprise to see in straight away into the game. They are tough as nails and absolutely brutal. Also really interesting to fight against because they're not always going to go against the one opponent. They're going to attack someone and then they're going to move, and that may bring out a bunch of break attacks that could actually help your game out. There's certainly some very interesting play coming up. Those, what were they, the Merkhounds? Oh, so hard to hit with these weapons. They are just full on. But even they, as I was editing down this video, I can see so many ways that we can mess with their AI. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this one. We'll sort out our shopping and training phase next episode. All that aside though, we have lost loot to find and I cannot wait to track it down. Guys and gals, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do everything that you guys can do to help this channel grow. But besides that, we are done. As always guys, my name's Michael, this is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.